Mori ore te whānau, no mai hoki mai, welcome back to the Practice Run, your frontline pass of the hardest sports action, brought to you by 99 Dreams, inspiring others to chase their dreams. With your hosts, Rawiri, Rangi, and the brother Sam Tirangi, we're diving deep into the thrilling world of the NRL and rugby league today, and who knows where the game will take us tomorrow. From the try line to the sideline, we've got you covered.
Strap in as we tackle the big plays, the game-changing moments, and the stories that define legends. Whether you're a seasoned vet or this is your first hit up, the Practice Run is for everyone. Every run, every tackle, every win. Experience the rush with us.
With exclusive insights, couch analysis, and a touch of humour, the Practice Run is here to keep you entertained, informed, and part of our practice squad. Because here, every practice run takes us one step closer to glory. The Practice Squad, where each listener is MVP, powering our play every episode, every day.
And we just want to give a huge shout out to 99 Dreams for all of their support this season. It has been tremendous, and we couldn't have done this without you. So shout out 99 Dreams. And if you want to support the channel and 99 Dreams, head over to 99dreams.co.nz and cop one of these baseball caps at Te Pāno. They are dope. They are just what you need coming into summertime. Get a paw tie, slip, slop, slap, wrap, and tap and gap, all of that good stuff. Look, we're here in Tamaki. We said there was supposed to be 3 of us here in Tamaki. There's Tahirua, 1, 2, I can count. Sam, unfortunately, is stuck in Dunedin still. Do you want to quickly just give us the rundown of what actually happened? Because I was on the road. I was like, I thought you meant you were like still coming.
I don't. I don't. I'm mad about the whole situation. So I was meant to be out of here on, what's it, Thursday? The 3rd, yeah. So on Thursday I was meant to be out of here. Got a text reminder that morning. I've got a specialist appointment. So changed my flight to Friday. Friday. Heap of rain. There's, what is it? I forgot what they called it. An emergency or something. Specialist appointment got shifted again. So I stayed for nothing. And at 6 a.m. on Friday morning, it didn't really seem like I was getting out of Dunedin. So, changed my flight again and didn't get out.
Arch. Well, should we give him a quick rundown of what he missed in the meantime?
Yeah, why not?
You've missed, how many meals have we had? A few? 5?
We've had a few meals.
5. So we've been going to these places and ranking their food. Day 1 started horribly for me. Horribly. We were here after your guys' draft, and we were like, oh yeah, let's go try and get a feed. It was a little bit later, so some of the places had been shutting up. We stumbled across the stables, is what I think it's called.
Yeah, I think that's what it's
the
called.
stables. It's this little nook and cranny off of Victoria Street there somewhere.
No, Queen Street.
Queen Street, Victoria Street. It's like in between there and that one. On that side.
Yeah, it's like just up the road from City Fitness, if you know where that is in town.
Oh, by McDonald's. You got these little alleyways. Yeah, go to the City Fitness and then hook around. You'll see horse and stable horse. Horsey. I got this burger at what was it called? Lowdown.
I don't know.
Lowdown, Low Brown, something, but it was trash. The worst burger, bro. The worst burger I've had in like my entire life. The bun, first of all, was a weird shape, shaped like a hot dog bun. Second of all, it fell apart as I was eating it. Third of all, no flavor. All I've tasted, beef and cheese. No sauces. The pickles, they fell out of the burger. The pickles were probably the best tasting part. Had curly fries. The thing that got ranked the highest out of this meal was the Coke. The can of Coke that came with the freaking meal. The burger itself got, I think, what did I give it? Like a 2 or a 1A?
Yeah,
it was
low. It wasn't high.
It was low, man. High. And then the bro got a mean feed.
Yeah, we went, like, what is it? That stable place has like 4 or 5 different options in the one spot. So you kind of go around and just pick whatever. I looked around, and then the minute I seen the bao buns, that was pretty much it. I was always going to go there. Got the classic, just, was it pork with the hoisin sauce, and I got chicken one. Yeah, that hoisin one kind of took the cake. It just melted in your mouth. It was good. I think I gave it a 4 out of a 5. And then I actually thought that was going to be my starter. I was meant to just get 2 of them and I was going to get something else. But they were bigger than I thought. So the 2 kind of was enough. The chicken one wasn't as good, but at worst, that would have been a 3 out of 5. So I was winning. This guy was not. He wasn't happy at all. Yeah, I was solid. I was like, nah, we're good. I made a good decision. So, and then, yeah, then what was the next one after that?
Well, after that, it was Saturday. So then we went to the motorcycle place.
Oh,
We had to pay
yeah.
for parking.
Bruh. The whole time he's been building it up as a free
I thought it was free, man.
motorbike trip. $10 just for parking to get in.
I got to park for
yet.
free.
Yeah.
$10
I got to park
parking.
for free.
And then it was $30 to get in. $40.
I found out it was $30 to get in once we got there. I found out when you found out. We found out together.
I was already 50-50 on whether I should go or not. If I had known it was $10 to park and $30 to get in, I would have been like, oh, you know what? I'll see you later on in the day.
Hey man, we got to see some wheelies. But then you got the dosa.
Oh yeah, I got the dosa again. Solid option. The dosa was good. I think I got a beef one. I can't remember actually. But the white sauce, Fano.
Not like the traditional white sauce that goes on like broccoli and cauliflower.
Yeah.
It was like a ethnic
more,
white sauce.
more of like a yogurty one. It just, I know, it cut through the grease. I felt it was like a good. I liked it anyway. They got like I think they got a high 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see that ranking, go check out the Wrench Throttle channel on YouTube this Friday. You'll see that breakdown of his meal and the rest of that vlog from the motorcycle event. That will be dropping on the other channel. And yeah, his dosa. Then after that, I got wedges out at Puhoi Pub, which apparently is the frequent for the Headhunters and Hells Angels. And the first thing we seen there when we got there was a headhunter fully patched. So yeah, it makes sense. So I got the wedges there, standard wedges, man. Nothing more than a 2. Like I said with the Silvlaki.
Yeah, you were just making bad decisions.
You know what you get? Well, there wasn't anywhere else I could go out there. It was a Puhoi pub. And then for that dinner, when I made it back from out at Puhoi on a massive ride, we came back. There's a taco place.
I think it's Mr. Taco.
Nah, it says on the door, La Taqueria. And I Googled it.
Oh, it came up Mr. Taco for me.
La Taqueria. And it's across the road from the Sky Tower. It's adjacent, right? When you come out the front door,
Victoria Street.
It's across the road from the convenience store on the right-hand side. Once you come out of Sky City Casino, walk out the door, Sky Tower's there, Bungie's there. Walk past those beggars, asking for some money. I call them cup shakers. They can shake those cups all they want. I'm not giving them $1. They can fuck off out here and get a job. Get on the welfare. La Taqueria. We went there for tacos. Great service.
Yeah.
Great service. And I think where I messed up was each time we order a meal, I drink the drink first, and then the meal comes, and then I got to fucking endure a meal with no drink. I'm already thirsty. It's hot up here. I'm not a fan of the heat. But the tacos, man. We ordered 1 birria and then 2 pastor tacos. They didn't have any carnitas. They had no carnitas. They only had pastor, birria, and other ones. And so we got the birria and we got the al pastor. The al pastor was the best, man. The marinated pork. We had a lime. It was. I probably could have eat 3 of those, but I had to get the birria just to like tick it off. We went to go and try it again today, but they were closed because we wanted to try it with the sauce, the soup. We didn't get it with the soup. We got it with like fucking a flesh flavored burrito. It felt like eating human skin.
Yeah, that wasn't. The tacos itself was probably one of the best things we had. And then I was like, this probably isn't going to be enough. So let's get a burrito. I don't know what filling to get. This guy was like, "Oh, get was it horchata?
No, the chicharron.
Oh yeah,
So with the chicharron,
chicharron.
Sam, have you seen chicharron before? It's like it's crackling, right? That's what we think. It's crackling. It's deep fried. It's pork belly, deep fried, crackling, crispy.
What we got
crunchy.
It looked good.
Delightful.
Got it cut in half, and I could see like the rice with the cream, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, this is good. Took one bite, and it was yeah, it was pretty tough to eat.
Fucking
it was a pretty tough eat. I think I took like 2 bites and realized I don't like this.
It was the texture of fucking skin. I felt like I was like a fucking ogre.
because it's like it was the crackling, but it was like soggy. You know how like when crackling doesn't crackle, it's soggy, but it's still got like the fat and it's got like that rind texture
it was
to it.
rubbery as fuck.
I like pulled it out to see if it was purely just crackling or if there was meat attached to it. I couldn't find no meat, so that was.
We were eating pork skin.
Yeah,
that was rubbery. Like it didn't feel cooked.
That was not it. That's all I know. But we don't talk about that because the tacos were so good.
The tacos were great. That place overall, if you're going there for tacos, get tacos. Yeah. If you're getting a burrito, get maybe like carnitas.
Don't get the chicharron.
Yeah.
Don't do it, Fano.
We'll
save you the time.
Hey man, but if anyone out there makes real chicharron, the one that I see on the pictures and on TikTok where it's crunchy and shit, let a brother know because like we down on that. I'm gonna try and get there tomorrow, like for breakfast or something. I really want to run it back and get some tacos before we go. But that was probably the highlight meal.
Yeah,
that was it for that day. Then we went out today. Yeah. No, we went to Denny's. Yeah, so we went to Denny's for breakfast. I got pancakes.
Yeah, and I got the ultimate omelette breakfast thing.
Yeah. Oh, and I got a hash brown.
Yeah. I feel as I've been making some good decisions out here. Quite solid fighter. I gave that a 3.5 out of 5. Just solid all around. Nothing spectacular, but would get again, I would say. Yeah.
The pancakes
keep delivering.
The pancakes were good, like really good for pancakes. You know what you get with pancakes, very filling. But it was the hash brown scenario that let them down. They delivered the hash brown to the table as like an entree. You know when you get an entree that comes first and then you eat it, wait for the mains. But like I'm sitting there with a hash brown going cold while I'm waiting for the bros meal to come out. Because I'm not about to eat a hash brown in front of the cuz and just be like, yo. So they got deducted a whole last point for that.
They got a whole last point taken away before we even got the meal.
Yeah. They got deducted one whole last point. And then they lost another bit of points. Because instead of having butter with my pancakes, it was fucking margarine. The bro was like, isn't that whipped butter? I was like, brother, no, this is margarine. This is what they put on sandwiches at a funeral home with asparagus and shit. This is not what you put with pancakes. Has anyone at home ever gone, Mum, can you grab the margarine for my pancakes? Fuck no. It's grab the butter, grab the maple syrup, maple flavored if you're hard up for cash. Golden syrup if you're that way inclined, brothers. But no one's ever gone, throw a bit of margarine on. I feel like that's a British thing, eh? Margarine on pikelets with jam. It's a Balangi thing. But Denny's doesn't seem like a Balangi place. It seems like a value for money where the homeless go. So, yeah, in terms of pancakes, it was a great pancake. But it was the margarine and the fact the hash brown came out early, so I got a 2.75 overall score.
That's right. You gave it the 2.75.
Yeah. As a pancake, the pancake was a 4. But as a whole meal and experience, 2.75, ladies and gentlemen. Denny's averaging not good. Auckland Central averaging like 3A. That's pretty bad, considering it's like a destination to go to. Apparently not to eat. Also, everyone that I was talking to, go to Ponsonby, go Dominion Road, go anywhere else outside of the Sky Tower region. But you know what, Fano? When you're only allowed out of the parking space once a day, you got to make do with what you got.
What?
Yeah, so we can only leave the parking space for free for one
Yeah,
one
you
time
get
a day.
one free exit. Every other exit is $35.
Every time we
So
leave.
we ain't doing multiple trips. It's one trip, and when we get back, it's YY Express from then on out.
And we just block. Go around the block.
So wait, you you guys booked their place for the free parking.
Yeah, you get like free parking, but like if you can't just like come and go constantly.
I
It's-
can.
Yeah, he can. He's got the bike. He just wiggles around the thing. They literally say just go around
Yeah,
the
just
arm.
go around the arm and you're good to go.
I can't.
He's stuck. It's a real thing, man. So be careful. Even then, the free parking thing's only for a limited time. There's a window. It expires soon. They got a what is it? Eat, play, stay here at Sky City Casino. Sponsors of today's video. Shout out Sky City. We appreciate yous. Next time, give us free accommodation or more than 10% off when you sign up for exclusive benefits as a Sky City member. Two's going for the
Ooh.
Sapphire. I'm currently Ruby. And
Bro, if I could figure out how to use this damn card and load it, I'd be blue. Is that Sapphire?
no, that's Black Power.
Well, I'll be on the next tier pretty quickly. Because then you get 15% off. We on.
Well, then, if you get 15% off, you're booking it next time. And then that's been our weekend so far, man.
That's pretty much it.
Here we are. We're about to review the Grand Final. Is this the fairy tale ending the Penrith Panthers had hoped for? Or is this just a product of lies, scandals, deceit, and money-making aspects? Led by Peter Volandis and what's his name? Jason Abdul.
No, it's Abdo. I forget his first name.
Jonathan, Jeremy, Jason,
Andre and
Andrew,
Stephen,
Andrew.
Oliver,
Andrew.
Oliver Augustus Abdo III. But did you know the Panthers don't even make that much money? The team that still makes the most money in terms of merch, membership sales, and attendance is still the Brisbane Broncos.
Not surprised.
Yeah, not surprised.
Penrith don't have a big like following. I feel as though they're in like a weird spot.
Well, their following is all young cats. They can't afford to buy the merch and buy the tickets to the game because it's still pretty expensive. Like 180 New Zealand for shirts. That's expensive. So, where do we start with this game? I'm not congratulating them.
I'll congratulate the bunker.
Yeah,
I'll
shout out
congratulate the referees on their phenomenal season.
They've been consistent with that. They're fucking everything up.
Consistently ruining games is what they've been.
If anything, the referees need a review at the end of the year and just sacked. Let them go. Casey, gone. Klein, gone. That ginger dude, gone. That other one, what's his name?
What, Sutton?
Nah, the young-looking one.
Hey,
that
why
doesn't know
isn't
what he's
Sutton
up to.
going?
Nah, yous need to get
What?
more penalties, not
Yeah.
fines. Yous
Hey,
need
we've been
penalties.
the second most fined team all year,
That's
mate.
because you don't get penalised
30,000.
in game.
Yeah, I know. You guys get to
we'll put that on
like
report.
just swinging arm people in the head and
On report, we'll look at it later. Carry
on
on.
report. Stay
Play
on the
the ball.
field.
It's punishment.
Play the field. Oh, hold on. You can't play the ball. HIA, independent doctor. Please get off the field. Still on report. Carry on.
He got a game for that one.
You
After.
still got to play a game.
After.
Hey, it got dealt with.
Barely.
It got dealt with.
I don't think it did though, because you guys that continued over in your next games. You still got away with penalties, so I don't think it actually.
Yeah, but they weren't like.
Yeah, I don't know. We saw two
Like-
swinging arms on Ola Kawatu and nothing, not even on report.
No, they did got put on report. We got They got penalised. It just didn't get taken to the next level. Mitigating factors, as I
Yeah.
like to
Yeah,
say.
Bulldogs
cool.
jersey is what the
Yeah,
mitigating factor
Well,
was.
mate.
So yeah. Anyway, at least the refs have been consistent throughout the season with a lot of that bullshit. So hopefully next year they clean that up because it kind of ruined the grand final after the Liam Martin 6 again continue to hold. Kind of stopped watching. I was like, oh, fuck, if that's the way it's going to be, then there's no point. The Storm can't come back against 14 men.
Whoa, hey, now
14.
let's
Hey, you're
let's
doing
be
the
real.
bunker disservice here. That was 15, thank you.
Penrith were the better team on the day. Let's not like just go that. Sure, there were a couple calls that didn't go their way or they went Penrith's way and not Storm. That doesn't change the fact that the Penrith still put on one hell of a performance. They pretty
Late
much
hits,
stopped
holding
Storm
on,
in their
didn't
track.
get penalised.
Yeah, sometimes it goes rubber the green. I could do like how many calls where Storm hold on too long and should be penalised, but they don't.
That's because Penrith are holding on too long as well.
There was one time to Harry Grant's like 5. He's the king of holding and tackles.
Nah,
and he
even
never gets
late
penalised for it.
in that second half, they
Ever.
were holding on for ages.
Yeah, I admit that one should have been 10, but I don't think that defined the game.
No, you're right. It was that plus the no try that was clearly put down on the ground.
That I thought that might have had a bigger outcome on the game because it looked like that was down, but I mean it went up as a no try and they couldn't find evidence to overturn it.
I'm glad you said that because I did. I screenshot it. Thought about sending it to you guys.
Hey, send
Well,
those
send
screenshots
it
in there, and
to
then I'll
me.
put it in this video when I get home tomorrow and edit it.
If they're wrong, sure, come into the report tomorrow when they do it.
So
And
if
then
you're
if he's
listening to this on
incorrect-
Spotify, skip to this timestamp on YouTube and then check out Sam's video evidence. Yeah, we need this, man. The refs need to be held accountable for when they make these mistakes. Players get held accountable when they make mistakes, when they don't tackle accordingly. They always get penalized. Why don't referees get penalized in the same way that players do?
He made a judgment call on the field in like split second. If that try
So
had
did
gone
Nelson
up,
last
but if
week.
that try had gone up as a try and a no try, they would have been able to overturn it as a no try. It's like how that happened with the what is it, that Pep knock on when Penrith did their first challenge. You could see that it wasn't a strip, but because it went up as a strip, there was nothing they could do to overturn it, so they had to carry it on. It's just the way it got called. If they had got called a try, it would have been a try all day. The fact they got called as a no try is why it went up that way, and unfortunately, they couldn't find evidence to overturn it or clear evidence. Maybe a difference between evidence and clear evidence.
Yeah, I'm talking about the refereeing as an entirety over the entire season. If players get held accountable, like Nelson on his shot, referees should also be held accountable for all the inconsistencies in their game. Anytime a player challenges a ref and gets their decision overturned,
Yeah.
the referee should get fined.
If they do that, they're going to have no refs. They're already low on refs.
Hey,
no
man.
one wants to come through and ref anyway. It's
Hey,
already a
well-
hard sport. So if you're going to do stuff like that, you're going to end up with second-rate amateur like the one you can't stand will coach a game and then she'll be on left and it'll just be a trickle-down effect.
Well, currently the referees have too much power, and a lot of what they do sways the game in any fashion that supports those who have.
Yeah, but that's the role of a ref. Like you don't want them to have as much power, but they are in a position to have, power. That's kind of their role.
Yeah, and
So
so
it's always going to be like a
with that responsibility should also come higher risk. So you
yeah,
want to
but
call
that's
those sort
the
of
flip
things, and then
side.
it gets
That's the flip side. If there is that risk, then there'll just be no refs.
because how many times have Warriors fans heard on report and then, oh yes, the referees made a mistake here. I'm sorry. Doesn't change the fact that there are all these missed calls in a game.
Mm.
Referees don't get held accountable for that.
Yeah.
They just get relegated to the sideline ref. That doesn't
Some
do
of them
anything
do.
to the
Like
job.
they've gone and better at it. Like Casey Badger just doesn't ref at all now. And there
Yeah,
have
'cause
been a
she's
few refs
terrible.
they are getting better at it. There are refs that have been put off, like they've been moved to the sideline or moved to the bunker. There's been people who have been put in the bunker and have been pulled off the bunker because of their decisions. They've been getting better at it. It might not be like as consistent yet, but again, when you're pulling from like 10 refs, there's just not enough refs coming through, and the scrutiny they could put on, like you look at refs coming through, you get yelled at from parents, and you don't even get to the next level because you're like, fuck this shit. Like, what am I? I'm first. They're like volunteers. You got to be one of the elite refs to actually get paid or make a living out of it. Getting there is hard enough, and you get nothing but like shit on. It's a thankless job. No, you never get thank you. You You never get made like, oh yeah, you made this great call. It's always like, if a ref never has a perfect game. They could make, out of 100 calls, 95 right, but they'll always be scrutinized for the 5 they get wrong. Now, unfortunately, those 5 they get wrong might have a major impact on the game, but it's like, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. And I know if you want to get refs, like eventually, yeah, they do got to get better, but I don't know, man. I think we're stuck with these refs for a long time because there's just no one coming through. No one wants to be a ref, and rightfully so.
Well, then why don't you look to give incentivized bonuses? You know, if referees have a clean sheet, then they get X amount of bonus each game. If they have an extended period of clean sheets over the year, then they get another milestone bonus as a way to incentivize refs for making right calls and then penalize them for making incorrect calls.
No, I don't think that works either, because then that's thinged on the outcome of the call, and in the split second when you have to make the call, like you don't, like there's times where you only have like, it's only the replay that picks up and you got to go over and over again. But if you're in the wrong spot and you can't see it from the angle where you're at, well then that's just a missed call. And if you're going to say like, oh well, if they make every right call, then other people would argue, well then they should be doing it anyway because that's their job, so don't incentivize them for doing their job.
Well, so anyway, you're going to get them to make the right calls. And then you've also got the input from your sideline refs. They can help assist. Well, that's what they're supposed to be doing on the sideline, is checking those forward passes, checking where those players are coming in from an offside position.
I struggle with it. My biggest gripe is never really the on-field ref, because too, you've ref basketball, I've ref basketball. In the game, like yeah, you miss things. My biggest gripe is the bunker. You have like what you do doesn't affect the play of isn't dependent on, you know, like, oh, like if you miss it, then it's gone. Like your whole thing is you get there, you get to review it. So I think something's got to be done about the bunker, because you can't be in the bunker and get things wrong. Like if you're going to be in the bunker and get things wrong, then you can't be there. On field, if it's a human error, then it's like, I'm fine with it. Like I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to moan about it. But at the same time, like I know, as someone who's ref social basketball, where you've got to ref a whole game by yourself, you know, if you don't have the angle and you don't see a foul, then you're not going to call it. It's so like I get the on-field not necessarily always getting it right, but yeah, the bunker's the big issue for me. You can't be there and get things wrong.
Yeah, that's a good point there about the bunker. The one thing I like about what Union do to the league is that the Union, the on-field ref and the TMO talk about it, but it's always, the final decision is always with the on-field ref, right? Where in NRL, once it goes to the bunker, it's their decision, right? So like that's like a side difference where like the NRL, they don't talk, like the TMO or the bunker and the on-field ref don't talk about what they're seeing. They'll send it up and say what they saw, like, oh, this is what I saw, checking for knock on, no try. You know, and they go to that, where in Union they'll talk about it, you know, be like, oh, and then there's even been times where the bunker has said, or the TMO has said something, but the ref's like, I don't see it that way, I saw it this way, so I'm going to call it like this. So yeah, but they've had problems with the bunkers for years. I mean, how many people want the bunkers gone? It's nothing new, man.
Yeah, the TMO is a good point, because yeah, in those instances, yes, the ref does have the on-field ref does have the final say, but there are also a lot of times where, bro, the TMO in rugby, I hate it so much because he interrupts the flow of play so much, and then there's also times where like the on-field ref will make a ruling, it's clearly wrong, but because the ref's given a penalty, the TMO can't review it unless it's like a head high or a neck roll, things like that. But I don't know. I think I had this theory a little bit early in the year. They should go back to 2 refs. Oh, sorry, the 2 refs on the field, your 2 sidelines. Bunker's gone, man. They can only come in for try, no try. Don't send it up there with a referral. Let them say try, no try, because that's what they get to say anyway. Because in that, I would love to know what the bunker would have done had that not been sent up a no try. Because to me, he gets the ball down. I see the ball on the ground. And the bunker, they said the bunker's got like 20, I think it was Freddie said they've got 27 angles. 27 angles, and they couldn't find that one. Aye. The bunker.
Yeah, the bunker definitely need a lot of work to have access to that many different angles and to be able to identify various aspects of the game where either ref has got it right or wrong. That needs a lot of work. If you got 27 angles to work from, you can see everything. You're just letting your own bias and your own greed and power hungry just take over. You see that a lot with Casey. Probably why she ain't in there no more. She just needs to quit. She's only there because her husband is a ref. It's the only reason she's got a job.
She was on the women's, right?
I think she was a former player.
I think she was.
Did she ref today's final?
Nah, she wasn't the on-field. I think she might have been the bunker ref. She was something in there because when I checked their game, I saw she was on it and was like, oof. Oof, I wonder who's winning this.
Jeez.
Let's go back to like having experience coaching basketball. One of the crazy thing is, and it goes back to flow of the game, is knowing what to call and what not to call. Because as a ref, and this goes for any sport, if you call everything, like if the NRL ref called everything, this game would take like 2 hours to play out. It would be the most stop-start game ever. So knowing what to let go and flow of the game and playing advantage sometimes, or like if it doesn't affect it and it doesn't like hinder either team, just let it go. That's like an art in itself. And you kind of saw it today, like at the start, like how much he let go to kind of let the teams play it out, because in the final, again, you never want to, you kind of can't call anything at the start because once you set the tone, that's it. If you're going to be like that ref to call every little thing in a final, you have to do it for the whole time.
Yeah.
So, he let it go at the start. Now, obviously, things changed down the line and there were a few calls that definitely should have went Melbourne's way, without a doubt. But yeah, that's an art, man. That's an art in itself. And it's hard. Like, the way I thought about it when I was reffing basketball was, if no one gained anything from it, I'll let it go. And only pretty much if my hand was forced, I would call it. Or it would depend on the shot. So if they made the shot, well, I'll carry it on. And if they missed, then it's like, okay, now, you were impeded, have to call that foul. But yeah, I'm guessing slightly different, but there's definitely a lot of things they let slide just for the flow of the game. But what do we think about the game anyway? Like, maybe we talk about. Might as well talk about. Do we talk about the winning team first or last?
I guess you get Melbourne's out of the way. Melbourne definitely missed big Nas in there, moving the ball forward through periods of that game. They lacked strong go forward from just a veteran prop, really, and they missed a bit of an enforcer, especially that first hit up would have been perfect if it was Nelson. Would have definitely been a tone setter for them. May have got carried away, though, and potentially binned anyway throughout that game, so it's 50-50 with what you get with Nelson, and it was definitely missed, though. It's definitely a big missing factor in their team, but they just, I think, spent so much time defending. They didn't get a lot of time to put into attack. Their forwards were pretty tight. It was a lot of the backs, and that's why I think a lot of their backs were looking impressive because they had to do a lot of the big carries. Will Warbrick off the back fence looked great. Coates, his strong runs really helped them out. Howarth ran like a true Australian, knocked the ball on, lost it a few times. Bro, if he was a Kiwi, he would have ran through them. If he had a black jersey, Cars would have been MVP. Because he wants to wear the green and gold, wow, wants to lose the ball. His errors cost them, especially, was it like the 60th minute where he tried to tuck and run? He should have gave it early instead of trying to tuck, run, and get carried out of bounds. That was a rookie mistake. That's just lack of experience. Australian standard practice.
Yeah, that's one where the brights or the lights might have been a bit too bright, and having that calm demeanor or having a little bit of veteran presence or just being there kind of affected him.
Well, because that's worked for him in the 27 rounds. That worked for him against the Sharks, against the Roosters. That's a different team. Was he in the lineup when they played Penrith?
He wasn't
when
there.
Cleary got injured?
I don't know. He wasn't there on opening day because
Nah.
he didn't get his crack until like what?
But was he there for that last one that he played?
I'd assume so. He would have been, yeah, because it was like around 20 or like in the 20s.
Yeah.
So he was well and truly in the squad by then. So he would have been there for that game, yeah.
Yeah, so he should have remembered from that game that running over the line isn't as easy as it is with the other teams. And I think some of those players kind of, the way they attacked that game felt too similar to the way they tried to play the game last week, where it really just came to them. And this game they really had to work for. Couture put in a huge effort in this game. He tried to turn the tables a couple of times for Melbourne. He did on a few occasions, but a few other players just let them down, and they came close to attacking a couple of times when they were in the red zone, but just errors crept in or disallowed tries. It was definitely an arm wrestle, and I think we all said in the preview show if it was going to be an arm wrestle, Panthers win that 9 times out of 10. And I think we've seen Penrith were able to dictate the tempo, the pace of the game. They were able to pull the momentum back in, even when Melbourne started to pick up a little head of steam off of some of Couture's plays. It was just, that experience of the Panthers being there, being able to weather many storms. They did it last year versus the Broncos, and this year they did it essentially from behind for the first time since 2020.
What's this?
Because all their other grand finals, they've been the first team to score.
Yeah. Oh, can't remember actually. Yeah, I know they scored first last year because it was Mitch Kenny, right, off the dropout.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
But yeah, it was a tough day at the office for Melbourne. A lot of their key players got held back. They got not held back, but they were limited in what they were able to do.
In check,
Yeah, like the Panthers really keyed in on their key players and forced them to do a lot of defending through the middle early on. And they really got the fruits of that labour towards the second half. The Panthers really unlocked that free-flowing footy. They were able to run the ball a lot more often. And I think that was due to a lot of the work they did through the middle early on in the first half.
Yeah, I thought the Storm, I thought they needed to get off to a quick start, and they kind of did. I thought they dictated that first 10 quite well, going set for set. You're kind of waiting for the first team who's going to make the first mistake and get a chance. I think Penrith kind of had the first crack, and Storm held on. Storm still looked dangerous every time they got into the 20. They didn't get there as often as they would have liked. When they did, they looked dangerous, and I think that was shown by Harry's, the opening try. I mean, that was all just Harry Grant, really. Seeing he's played what he saw and went for it, and kind of got Liam Martin out of position or just stuck in the mud. Went between him and Fisher Harris, and opened up the scoring. And they were looking on. Grant was looking good. They weren't. I thought it was quite even in the middle. Periods where they looked good was when they went straight through the middle and were able to get quick play the balls. That was when they were at their most dangerous. And it's kind of been the MO throughout the playoffs, really, throughout the season. When they just go straight through the middle, if they get a quick play the ball, that's Harry Grant you've got coming out of ruck. And then you've got when the spine combines, it almost works 9 times out of 10. And it almost worked in this final. The one play, it felt like that was literally the only play of the whole game where all 4 spine members looked to link up. And it was the standard, Melbourne play that they've been doing it for years. Switch out the spine players. It's always the hooker to the 7 to the 6, and then you're just waiting for the fullback to pop up in the middle. It was like a half break, semi break, but I think Pat was on the wrong side. I felt Pat was a little bit out of position, and it just wasn't to be. But I think that's the only time I can recall them all linking up on one play, which, looking back on it, isn't great. I mean, they had to link up more. Now, obviously, most of it was coming out of yardage. There's not much you can do about that, but they just didn't have many chances, and the chances they did have, Panthers were able to hold out. I think, hate to say it, but Hughes didn't really have his best game. They did really well to keep him in check. You touched on it. Katoa was a beast. He was all over the place. Coates ran strong. He looked dangerous. I like their plan to have him coming back under. But yeah, Howarth hasn't been the same since he said he was going to play for Aussie.
Because one thing I said too while we were watching the game is the difference between Pep and Billy is anytime one of their players would make a break, Billy was always on the hip of that lead player and he'd be there to catch an offload and they'll be halfway up the field, if not scoring tries. We never seen that support play from any of the Storm players. There'd be a break made by Hughes, by Munster, by Grant, by Coates. You'd hardly ever see like Pep coming through there for that support play, which I think had that have happened, they might have been able to get a few more meters, and the forwards might have been able to do some work from 50 meters forward.
There was twice I remember, but both times, no, they were never giving that offload away. There was one there. There was one where I think it's that one that you were talking about too, where they did the old combo, but then Pep was on the wrong side. Pep was on the wrong side, or I think it was Jerome had his back to him. So yeah, still on the wrong side, but yeah. I don't know. Throughout the whole first half of that game, I was kind of like waiting. I was like, I was waiting for mistakes to come, even though like we know they're both teams that don't really make mistakes. It was kind of that thing that I touched on in the preview where I was saying, maybe Melbourne kick to the sideline a bit more than they normally would, just so that way you get the stoppages. That ball stayed in play. That ball stayed in play, and I think we all touched on that. If that's going to happen, Melbourne does fatigue. You don't really see it from Penrith all that often. So, like game plan wise, like maybe that might have been like the way to kind of go about it was if there's not going to be knock-ons, there's not going to be mistakes, then you have to force a way to stop it, even if it means you've got to kick it 10, 15 meters shorter than you normally would. You've got to get the break. But I don't know, Hughes. When Hughes got the ball, it wasn't really in positions where he could do much with it.
Yeah.
Because it was all coming out of yardage. It was all coming out of yardage, and anytime they got down that end, the ball went to Munster. They actively made the choice. We're kicking the Coates because he has the advantage out here. And then when it went to Alamotti on the wing, I don't know, it just didn't really seem like Coates was there to compete enough. And then the one time he was, I don't know, I don't particularly think there was a knock on by Coates. I don't think Coates touched it. But I also, don't really think Alamotti touched it. Like, watching the replay of the challenge, I was like, I mean, maybe Alamotti touches it, but I don't think either of them really touch it. So, end result, it doesn't really change all too much, but I just don't really understand why they kept going to Coates' why they kept going to Munster's way when it feels like for so much of the season they've had success out on their right.
Yeah.
And especially when they had it where there was so much of their game where Sorensen and Garner were their centre and their second rower. I felt like they could have had some success going down that way, especially with Peps out the back, but they just when they had the opportunities to do it, they never went there. So,
They might have put too much effort into the game plan of attacking Cleary in that shoulder.
Yeah.
So with that being potentially the main game plan, it always meant going Munster's way. But yeah, you've spent the whole season going to the best player the whole year, Hughes, and letting him be the guy. And then on the grand stage, you kind of didn't go his way when you did have your few opportunities, which is a shame. Wondering what does this mean for the Storm going?
Well, I think in this particular game, it was just for Melbourne. It was a team of individuals versus the Panthers were playing as a team of a team. It felt like the Storm were relying on individuals to perform each play. Like it wasn't them trying to set plays. It was a lot of in the second half just trying to force Munster trying to force something, Grant trying to force something, Hughes trying to force something instead of collabing together and doing what they normally do. Like Storm throughout this playoff run have been collaborating as a team, working efficiently on almost every play together. In this game, it sort of felt like Penrith were forcing them to try and figure something out individually because they were jamming up on some of their second ball receivers to stop that. So you couldn't really link up as often as you would. So your individual performers had to perform as individuals rather than as the team that they normally jam as.
There wasn't really many offloads, eh?
Nah.
Like Storm have been offloading so much in the previous games. In this one, maybe I think I recall like 2, 3, maybe 3.
Yeah,
offloads.
I don't recall too many.
They were few and far between.
They were trying to go for ball security, I think, and still lost it.
I think Panthers were good at not allowing them to offload as well.
Yeah, because they wrap the ball play, but then they'll have another defender come around, so he can't just flick it off. Because if he flicks it off, then it was normally Luai as well. That was the one blocking between, I don't know, Bloor and Munster. So if you do make that offload, he's gone.
They've clearly been over that and talking about the ability to offload. We talked about though in the preview, like the Storm play their final game early and the ability to back up such a dominant performance. It's tough, and they've literally coasted through these finals.
Yeah,
they've dominated both the teams they've played. So everything didn't go their way this time, and it's hard when you're so used to things going your way to play from behind and play well when things aren't going your way. It's tough. So I wonder if that, I don't know, maybe played into it, but I don't think it would have leading into it, but in the moment, when you're so used to just rolling teams, all of a sudden you're not, and everything's hard.
But I think it's
Energies
been them this
low.
whole season, though. They haven't really had too many games where they've had to grind out a victory,
Yeah.
whereas the Panthers have had to grind out a couple.
Yeah.
So I think that's really played a part in this. And I think a lot of people were saying that if Melbourne get into that arm wrestle and get into that grind, it's always going to be Panthers that will come out on top with that victory.
I feel as though the Storm will probably be better for it. Same old adage, you kind of have to lose one to win one. Because they are my early red hot favourites to win next year. Not hot, I'm talking red hot. I think it's going to be hard for anyone to beat them next year, man, after what transpired in that final.
Let me ask you this then, as we sort of move away from Melbourne real quick, is this the end of the Panthers dynasty? A lot of key players will have moved on after this season. Going to have a new halves pairing, new prop pairing. Where does this leave Penrith? Is it 4 and done? That they've kind of had that storybook ending. The team that started this dynasty, they finally got one over. Is that it?
I don't know if that's it. I think they'll be there or thereabouts, but I feel next year might be the first time in the last 4 years where, the last 5 years where they're not the outright favourites. Like every year for the last 4 years, you've gone in knowing that it's Penrith,
And
like
who
the
else?
clear like number one,
Yeah.
and then it's like
Who else?
who else? This year was the first time where it was like, oh, they got company. It's them and Storm, but even then it was just those two, and then everyone else. So I mean, they're always going to have I think as long as you've got Cleary, as long as you've got Yo, like, and other players around, like, you have a shot. But next year, I think we're all going into it thinking that they are probably not the best team. So be a new task for them. I think they'll still be there or thereabouts, but I don't know. I don't think.
I think in terms of where they end up on the ladder, will 100% be determined by if Cleary can stay healthy. Because if he can't, what is it? Jermaine Cole, and Schnitzel?
Jack Cole and
Schneider.
Yeah, Schneider.
That's
Do
a
they have
hard
another
pairing.
one coming over? No, they don't, eh?
Nah, it'll probably be Blaze.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the biggest issue, right? Is that next year, is that there's uncertainty as to who Cleary's halves partner is going to be.
Yeah.
And even if it is Jack Cole to start, when we saw him, he was still playing with Jerome. So it's like you're losing Jerome. Like, Jerome played really well at 7 this year.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, well, even though you didn't have Cleary, you still had a top-notch halfback. So what do you do now? What do you do now when it's Schneider and Cole who you have to rely on? Like, Edwards is still Edwards. Mitch Kenny I still really like, but he's not someone who you're going to rely upon to, like, organize everything and then create points. He's more effort dummy half than anything else, so it's not.
100%.
It's basically like how do you replace their point scoring if you're not going to have Cleary and you're not going to have Luai?
Yeah, because that run game that Luai provides, we saw it tonight in tonight's game. Cleary's dangerous whenever he has the ball and commands that much attention, so that when Luai gets it, bro, how many meters did he make before someone wrapped him up? And then if it's a loose tackle, he just skips out of it and he carries on going up the road. He doesn't stop, rethinks, and he just carries on up the road. I think he played such an integral role in that halves pairing, and especially this season, he played a really matured role and helped keep Penrith in that top 4. They might not have won every game that he was 7 in, but they won enough games to stay in the top 4.
Yeah, that's just a special pairing, those two, where they played so long together. But they say yin and yang. You have the organising 7, and then you have the running 6. They know each other's game inside out, where to be, and they've grown together. I mean, who said? I think was it Joey that said it, like the greatest halves pairing, and it's pretty hard to knock it for what they've done in the short amount of time they've been together. I don't think we'll see it again.
That's a historical run.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's just. I don't know. I think Penrith will still be a good team.
Yeah,
But I do think they're going into a new
it's going to be a little bit of growing pains, eh?
A new era, yeah.
I think it'll make for an interesting season because it's not a matter of
It's not a foregone conclusion, eh?
yeah, but now it's more of a where are they going to land in the ladder this year? Like where in the 8 are they going to be? Because it's not like a foregone they're 1 or 2. Now it's kind of where in the 8 are they going to end up now? Because it's going to be a good benchmark to see where they're at after being depleted of more players. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we might get to see what Ivan Cleary
is made
can
of
do
now.
as a coach, because I mean we've said it how many years about the Storm. Every time they lose players, or when they transition to Cam Smith and Cooper and Billy Slater, everyone thought they would drop off, and no,
Nah, they
no,
just
they
stay
didn't at all.
consistent.
I mean, and they got without doubt the best spine in the game. They just took along, so it'll be interesting to see if Penrith can do that in some way and what Ivan Cleary can do. But yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah. But back to tonight's game, I think a lot of Penrith's wins came through the middle. Tonight was just how much more work Melbourne had to do on defense through the middle. Like Panthers just kept coming and coming, and then Cleary's kicks forced Melbourne to run out of their own 10 countless times. Like on the odd occasion when Melbourne would hold them within the half, Cleary just boots it downfield and says run it back. And sure enough, they managed to hold them back. And for such a long time in that first half, it was, a tight chess match where it was, I'll move a pawn, you move a pawn. And then after that second try to end out the first half, it felt like, Panthers going into the sheds with a lot of confidence now, because the Storm have to figure out now, how do we stop this? How do we, stop the bleeding? Panthers are starting to get confidence. And when Panthers get confidence, it's hard to beat, because then they start running free-flowing footy. I like seeing Yo run the ball a bit more, which was what happened tonight. I'm a big fan of Yo when he runs the ball. Hate when he just sits forwards up. It's like, bro, you're a forward too, man. Run the fucking thing. So no, it was actually quite nice to see, and he showed how deadly he can be when he just straightens up and runs the ball. Scary if he's playing for Aussie and he's doing that shit, especially against the Stacey Jones coached Kiwi squad. So it's going to be interesting. Show me his wins, man. Show me his wins.
Hey,
Under
man.
20s don't count because that team was stacked. You might as well just say he was coaching the Panthers. Doesn't count.
Nah, man. Have some faith. Have some faith in Stacey. At least let him show that he sucks first.
He sucks, G. Matematonga.
No. No, we're back to Kiwi still. This game, man, I don't know. I struggle with it.
It didn't. I felt I might have put a bit too much hype on this game, like the potential for it to be a classic. I felt in terms of like finals we've seen lately, it was a good final, but I don't know if I would call that like an instant classic final. I felt the Penrith kind of just had too much of a stranglehold on the game throughout, that Melbourne didn't really get many chances. There was no heroics like the Cleary from last year.
Critter from last year.
Yeah,
Well, then let's do this. Since we've been ranking food all weekend, you got 5. It's out of 5. All right, Sam. We'll go first. You give us your final ranking of this game. We all watched the same game. You start.
What ranking out of 5 in this game?
Out of 5. Like it was a meal that we ate.
No, there were like a few dubious calls.
That's a point.
There wasn't really like I couldn't. Oh no. I don't know what the defining moment of the game is. Maybe it is the no call, you know? And you never want, if that's like the defining moment of the game, you know it's not a classic, or you know?
That definitely
I
defined a
couldn't
moment.
couldn't picture any other. Maybe it would be the Liam Martin catch into the Alamori try.
What about the Liam Martin hold?
No? Or what else? Didn't Liam Martin do another thing? Like, not the hold, what else? I swear he did a few other things.
Pretty sure he scored a try, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Oh yeah, like that's.
But that was more Cleary than Liam.
Yeah, that was all Cleary. Yeah, if I had to pick a defining moment, that would probably be at the Liam Martin catch, because that was against Coach, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he was pretty much like, I just want this ball more than you. God, I actually thought he was going to score the try, and then when he passed it, I low-key thought there was someone else, not Leota. And then I thought Leota just screwed it up coming back, and then he flips the pass out. And I'm like, oh my God, it's like Alamori, is he going to do it? Makes it. So that was probably like the most memorable moment from the game. But overall, man, I mean, for what it was and the two teams playing, that kind of bumps it up. But I don't think I could give it more than like the number I have in my head is a 3.
Yeah.
Which for a final, you might be a bit low.
In my head, the two teams that are playing doesn't matter. It's a grand final. There's two of the teams that ran that gauntlet and succeeded. I just think there was just not the dubious calls, but it's the lack of them that hinders a lot of my score. I already hate the refs enough as it is. Like, you get paid to do this shit. Do it fucking properly. Fucking hell, they're not volunteers. They're fucking paid. And they still fuck it up.
Do you think, because a lot of us, the holding, right? Do you think there should be a point where there's a timer on the hold, or is that decision always on the call? Because we know if it's a dominant tackle, the ref will let it go longer, right? They'll let you hold on longer. But if it's quick play the ball, the timing gets way shorter. Yeah. So it's already inconsistent anyway.
Yeah.
You know, it's never been consistent on when the hold's called. It's always, if it's a dominant tackle, the defense wins it, so they'll let that hold go on way longer. You know, and then you don't even get pinged if you like kind of push them down in a second effort if it's a dominant tackle. But if it's not a dominant tackle and they play the ball and then you do hold, then that's penalty every time. So it's, you know, you can't that's never been standardized, like the hold, in terms of when to call it, when's it held. It's when you're
on
holding
that.
too long, it's just, I don't know.
On that, it's one of the things that's annoyed me in the last few years, where they go so much on about head contact, but they don't ever really talk about the tacklers, like the tacklers positioning in it. Yeah, so, and like the whole thing is, right, like you want low tackles, you want all this and that. But if you tackle low, and it's like a lot of people said, if you tackle low in league, you're not rewarded for it. Because if you tackle low, they get a quick play of the ball.
Yeah.
So why would you tackle around the legs, even if it's deemed safer by the NRL? If you're not going to reward it, then they're not going to do it. So, yeah, so they've got to do something around it, because the Liam Martin one is frustrating because he gave a 6 again, and Liam laid there. He laid there and said, "I'm not getting up." And well, that's been the thing the whole time, right? Is that if you're going to lay there after the 6 again, it's going to be a full penalty and you're going to get sent. And for me, it's particularly frustrating because it came off a line break. It came off a line break. They had a quick play of the ball, and Liam laid there, and Klein said, "I'm not giving it. I'm not giving a penalty, and I'm definitely not sending him to the bin." But you know, something has to be done about the the different tackles in like a timing window.
Yeah. They need to have a freaking, what do you call it, like a workshop. Play a whole bunch of different scenarios throughout the year that's been and ask them, what do you call this? What is this? Is this a 10 in the bin? Is this on report? What kind of grade is it? They need to have just a whole hell of a like long ass workshop,
You would
3-day one.
would assume that they do. They must do that.
They've
They
Doesn't
would
feel
have
like
to.
it
Bro,
because
the
there's so many
media-
inconsistencies ref to ref.
the whole season has called for a thing at the end of the year. I don't know what it's called, like a forum at the end of the year where you get the refs, you get the coaches, you get the like the NRL officials, you get all these people in a room, and you workshop the rules, you workshop the bunker, all the things, so like like everyone is on the same page. There's no confusion about it, but you also take away certain things that where like the rules written in black and white, but there's the gray areas.
Mm.
Like something's got to be done about it, because in the grand final you don't want arguably the defining moment of the game being a no call.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, but then that best sums up our seasons of this year.
Yeah, 100%.
The referee and their inconsistencies, and your defining moment of the 2024 NRL Grand Final is a try, no try, is a 6 again, 10 in the bin.
Wait, ladies and gentlemen, we've still got the off season that's officiated by those same referees under the same NRL rules, which is again going to be interesting to watch. And hey, maybe that's the reason Stacey Jones doesn't win this series is it's the referees and not his coaching.
But anyway, Rob, what have you got? What have you got for your ranking on this game?
Look, the first half, I was really invested. There was a very intense first half. It was Origin-esque, high, impact. It was end to end. The first half was definitely a 5. The second half, just there was a lot of missed calls. Ref didn't do shit, and then it wasn't much of what I think a lot of people hyped it up to be. They said this was two of the greatest teams of the NRL era, almost, or definitely the past decade, coming head to head in a grand final rematch. Now it's 1-1. The game didn't quite live up to the storyline, so I'm gonna give it, like a 3 or a 2.75. I've seen better grand finals.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of threw me, but I also saw the reasons for it when you hyped it up like it could be one of the best grand finals we've seen, at least for a while. I was much more on the other end of it, where I thought this could really be a stinker. And I didn't know if it was going to be a stinker because it was going to be played like Penrith's kind of style as it was, which is just all grind it. It's not going to be super exciting. Or if it was going to be more so like the round 20 or whatever it was matchup where it was going to be error-filled, or if it was going to be like last year's final where the Panthers just potted on them. Like, I was a lot more skeptical about this final just because Penrith have their set style. Melbourne kind of try to beat you at your own game. So I thought it might go a bit more this way. I was praying it didn't, because I didn't think Melbourne could win if they were going to do it this way. So the score being, was it 14-6? Like, I'm a lot more encouraged for Melbourne, I guess. Considering I thought if it was going to go this way, it was going to blow out in the end because Melbourne were going to be gassed like they were. In terms of score, I thought the first half was a 5 out of 5, but I was majorly concerned I was majorly concerned for Melbourne because I wanted them to win. Just if that had continued longer, like, man, Penrith are gonna have a real serious like halftime margin lead. The second half, yeah, yeah. I'm probably a bit more towards like a 2. Maybe 1.5 seems low, but
I mean, hey, man, it's your ranking, brother. Like, doesn't have to be perfect. If you don't like it, that's fine. You give it a 1.5.
No. Like the thing is, I did like the game. It was just, for me, it was frustrating because, like, I wanted the Storm to win, and I was frustrated with what I was seeing from the Storm. But a lot of that was inflicted because it was all the Panthers style, and then the riffing on top of it just didn't help. Didn't help. So that's why I was already skeptical about this game, and then what had happened throughout it made it so much worse. I'll go with 2 because 1.5 seems atrocious for a game that I actually did enjoy.
Just off the top of the head, what game do you guys give a 5 to? The game that comes to my mind that I would give a 5 is, and it's one that we lost, but it's the grand final versus the Cowboys. I gave that a 5 just because it was pretty thrilling. It was one of those sort of photo finish games that came down to the wire. Like, JT had the opportunity to do what all kids dream of when they're practicing kicking tees over the goalposts. Is, no time left on the clock. Kick this, win the game, walk off champion, and he missed. But he redeemed himself, and Ben Hunt became the biggest villain in Brisbane. But, that game in itself was thrilling. I thought that was a 5 out of 5 game because had its twists and turns.
I'm still gonna say the best game I've seen is the Roosters Tigers playoff game.
I said grand final.
Oh, grand final.
Oh, did you say grand final?
I said grand final.
Oh, I thought you just said game.
Yeah, I thought games. I was going through so many, and I was like, oof.
Nah, because these are good grand finals. There's less to filter through. I swear there's been way better semis than grand finals, though.
Yeah, because finals are such a
So, like Warriors, Melbourne.
pressure, man.
Grand finals.
Well, surely yours would be 05.
Nah, see, the issue is I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I don't remember much from 04.
To be fair, I didn't really watch it, but my auntie, she was there with my cousin. They watched it live, so we kind of like had to watch it to see if we'd see them on TV. But I'm like, fuck. What are we looking for?
Yeah, I mean, that Broncos one, it might be the other Broncos one too from last year.
Bro. That Souths one?
For me, I don't remember a lot from it. But for me, it's the Souths one. The Souths one is the best final I've watched.
That's the one with no Isaac Luque and Sam had the broken cheekbone.
Yeah.
That was a wicked game.
It's against my Bulldogs.
Yeah.
They trounced us in the end.
Yeah, that was
the first
all they did, holy.
He would have been, he didn't even get concussed. That was just a cheek.
Yeah, just fuck. He looked ugly. I mean, still does, but.
What's he gonna save?
Look, let's head to our team of the week. This is actually just the last NRL team of the week. This is your grand final team presented by Sky City. If you're looking for somewhere to stay, play, work, what's the thing on the back of your ticket? Your parking ticket?
Oh, it's over there somewhere.
If you're looking for somewhere that you can leave once a day and get back in free of charge.
Now, we'll see. There's a loophole to that. If you're a member at the casino, you can spend some money at the cash, win it back, and you can exit the parking for free. If you're staying here, you can exit the parking for free. Or if you eat here, send your receipt to the checkout and they'll say, yes, sweet as, you can exit for free. Or go up the Sky Tower if you're looking for something to do. And while you're up there, might as well eat, and you get 2 24-hour parking exits. And so that's what, 4 or 5. So if you're staying here, there's 5 different ways you can exit this building. You just have to spend a little money, but plenty of things to do here at Sky City. You can go up the Sky Tower. You can gamble all your money away. You can grab a good feed. You've had a feed here.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, butter chicken, and I got a pork bun. That was solid. I think I gave that a 3.5 out of 5. Was thoroughly impressed. But because I wasn't a member, I had to pay full price, and then I became a member after that.
So don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, sign up, become a member. Do you have your card anymore?
10% off. Oh, I do.
10% off at entry level. At entry level, 10% off drinks, food, and accommodation. As you go up through the ranks, you get more and more perks, and even unlock exclusive parking rights. You get more than one free park exit per day. You get unlimited. Or if you ride a motorcycle, you get unlimited anyway. So GG's in the chat. But thank you. Shout out to Sky City for charging us full price to stay here this weekend. It's been lovely. The room got cleaned today. We leave tomorrow. Makes no sense. And they didn't clean it till like the afternoon. We went for dinner and we come back and it was clean. So shout out to Sky City. Some full of, what do they call them? And sea anemones and amenities. Full of amenities. We had a good time.
Yes.
So shout out Sky City and shout out to them for sponsoring this segment, Team of the Week, presented by Sky City. Still not presented by Sky City. We're still looking for sponsors. If anyone wants to sponsor us, just reach out, comment down below, email us at 2@gmail.com. Right, sam@gmail.com. Is that your email?
I don't know.
How do you not? You know your email? This guy tried to refer me to mental health people for my anxiety the other day.
I didn't try to refer. I just asked. Is that something you would like to work on?
He corporated me.
There's a difference.
My God.
Anyway, Sam, you do the forwards, you do the backs, and I'll do the halves.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, okay. At fullback, we have from your Penrith Panthers, we have Dylan Edwards. And then on one wing, we have Xavier Coates from the Storm for all of his hard-hitting runs, getting him out of trouble. We also have Paul Alamori. Did he make the team, eh? Yeah, Paul Alamori makes the team. And then, the other wing is Taruva for his try and his great performance. And I believe it was Nick Meaney was the other centre from Melbourne Storm. Just safe. Just safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the halves, we had Jerome never winning another grand final, Luai, and Nathan might win another one, Cleary.
In the front row, we had... I actually don't have the team, so I'm just going to read off mine.
That's all we did.
It's all you. You got it.
One prop we have from the Melbourne Storm, Josh King. His other props partner is from the Panthers, James Fisher-Harris. Go out on a win. You're definitely not winning another one, brother.
Yeah, that's what I said.
He could.
I was like, those 2 Panthers that are leaving.
Hey, guess what? I think the Tigers have a better chance. Your hooker, he had a hell of a game. He's from the Storm, Harry Grant. Your edges were Liam Martin and Ali Katoa. And then your lock, shout out to Wishart. You were pretty good when you were on, but it's Isaiah Yeo.
100%. Yo played ridiculously, but I want to give a mihi out to Wishart for undersized. He's not a forward, and the brother was out there for what? He was out there for a good while, like 30 minutes, maybe more, 40 minutes.
Yeah, he was out there
in
for
the
a
middle.
bit. Yeah.
Mm.
He's a half. So shout out to the bro. Obviously not good enough to take that starting spot. We'll give him 14th man. He'll be the first ever 14th and the last. They ain't doing 14. It's too many. It's too many. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is your team of the week brought to you by Sky City. Shout out Sky City for hosting us. Next year, make it for free, please. We'll come back, I promise. That about wraps up the show. We've made it through a full NRL season, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for surviving the first year with us. We have plenty more in store for you. Don't go anywhere. International season's about to start up. Who's your predictions? We'll get those predictions in now. What do you think? Who's taking it out?
For the Pacific Championship thingy?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think Aussie get their revenge.
Papua New Guinea.
Are they even in it?
Yeah, they're in the plate.
They're in the B tier one.
Yeah. I think Kiwis and PNG.
What? I'm so confused. Oh, Kiwis to win. Yeah, gotcha.
Kiwis and PNG.
It's tough, man. Have we seen a Kiwi squad yet? We haven't, eh?
Nope.
Just yours.
And mine has an Aussie in it. That's troubling.
Get him out, man. Delete him off that sheet.
He gets no more mentions on this podcast.
Oh, we're going to see Seb Chris play.
Oh, Nah. D Mariner at centre. Fuck. Oh well. Hey, look, it was fun. We got Kale Iro. Can Warburton play centre?
I pray. I don't know. One of those wingers is going to have to. I refuse to see Seb Chris play. He's the 18th man.
He's going to play. I guarantee it. Anyway, give us your who you got. Who you got? He's got Aussie. I got Kiwis. You got. Say Tonga. Just all three.
No. Have you seen their halves?
Have they been named? Have they been named?
Nah, no one is.
Have you seen their available halves?
I'm sure by the time this comes out, or maybe our next episode, the teams will be named because they'll have to go into camp shortly.
If Crosland's in the Kiwis, I'll take the Kiwis. Otherwise, I'll take Aussie.
I feel like Crosland will be unless he's injured, right?
I don't know what Stacey's got cooking. I heard something about the Dolphins, as we all did. Is it Dolphins? Dolphins hooker?
Oh,
there was some random team with another hooker that God knows.
Penrith.
Oh, it's Penrith.
They got like someone who hasn't even made their debut yet, or like maybe played one game, who might be making the Kiwis team.
Is it De Silva?
I don't know.
I promise you, telling De Silva is not a Kiwi.
Good. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get into more of that on Wednesday. I don't even know. Thursday. Bro, my days all messed up. Thursday's episode. Stay tuned for that. We will be ramping up for the international season, so make sure you tune in for that. But it's been a solid season. We got through NRL, virtual fist bump. Thank you all for listening. Those random 54 odd streams the other day. Appreciate you. You got our stream count up. Next year, what are we saying? There'll be a punishment if we. Yeah, skydiving.
No.
Well, then it must be you.
No. One of us. Whoever loses.
Well, see, you're not getting him out of a plane. You're not getting me out of a plane.
We always got to chip in for it.
Two's not jumping.
He said he'll jump if it's free. But
Two's not jumping.
Hey, man. You can't say no to the punishments. That's what happens. But anyway, we'll figure that out. In the meantime, keep listening, keep streaming, Share it with your friends, like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget, check out 99dreams.co.nz and cop yourself one of these. Christmas is coming. Buy one for your auntie, your uncle, your niece, your nephew, R. Kelly. Do you know Neo flew here on P. Diddy's jet?
I did hear something about P Diddy's jet, but
Yeah, Neo came on P. Diddy's jet. Literally. Bruh.
I knew you were going to say some shit like that.
Who authorized that? Isn't Neo supposed to be going to jail soon too? Because he's a diddler.
Bro, I've got mixed feelings about my childhood music right now.
Bro, facts. T-Pain, you better be clean, brother. You better be clean. I'm gonna be so mad if T-Pain ain't like if T-Pain's a diddler.
just feel as though at this point they all are.
Yeah.
Just part of the
Not
game.
Cat Williams. Cat Williams told us this was coming. It just
He did.
took a lot longer than we thought it was going to.
But now Diddy's right where he wants to be.
That's outrageous.
You think I'm wrong?
No.
He might be like getting people to smuggle him baby oil. He happy as Larry. It's crazy.
Diddy has been talked about too much in the last 3 weeks.
You know what's
Of
even
this
worse? I
podcast.
sent you that TikTok. I sent it to like 8 different people. I sent it to Benja. It was like this one guy who was talking about his experience in jail. And like you could be putting them food and they come in and say, don't even wipe. Don't even wipe. Gee. That is crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, don't do anything illegal. Stay clean. Stay on the outside. It's safe. But that's it from me, man. Thank you all so much for listening. I'll see you on the next episode.
Yep. Oh. Yeah, man. Summer's coming up. 99 Dreams got any more of those baseball singlets, jerseys left?
We got baseball jerseys. We got a couple of hoodies. I think they're all black. And we have a couple more hats.
Hey, man. Summer's coming up. I don't know if I can trust out those hoodies. Get the baseball jerseys, man. They like, blow in the wind. Oh, man. Great for summer. Get the caps. You're going to need them. Yeah, thank you for listening. For Up the Refs. When they walk into their postseason meeting, they're going to be playing that Shane McMahon. Oh, Shane McMahon? Yeah, Shane McMahon entry music. Yep. Abdo's going to have briefcases. He's going to open it up. This was your bonus. Ivan Cleary's also going to have them a signed jersey, framed, everything ready for them.
Take some photos with my son. Yeah.
Yeah. On to you too.
Yes, as always, we want to give a shout out to our families, friends, and supporters, both near and far. As normally, we do appreciate the support, but that is it. It is done. The season is over. The preseason, 27 weeks, followed by 4 weeks of playoff, all ended. And shock, lo and behold, it is once again the Penrith Panthers who did it 4 in a row. I mean, that's never going to be done again. 5 finals, 4-time winners. Their dynasty has been cemented. They finally knocked off the hoodoo of beating Melbourne Storm in a final. Kind of give them congratulations. But yeah, Whānau, keep supporting us. We got the international season coming up. We will continue that, so please stick around if you want to. And as always, if you want to be part of our community, come jump on. As Sam likes to say, he has time, Whānau. We have time. But
I have time for those riffs. Absolutely.
Hey, Ashley, get in the comments.
I have times and hands.
But we'll leave it there. It's late now, and then I want to get to sleep, or maybe back to the casino floor.
Shout out Taranaki for winning the Ranfurly Shield today. Let's go.
But we will see you on when we see you. Until then, whānau, be safe. Chirr to the chirr. Mā te wā.